Hey, welcome back to our study called Everlasting God, the Everlasting God. And we're taking a look at, I don't know why I said it like that, but so we're taking a look at Genesis 22, 25 through 32. And today we're looking at the idea of the covenant here and the earnest money. And this is what's happening in the story in these verses. So after Abimelech and Abraham make this verbal contract to show kindness towards each other, Abraham brings up something that might threaten this devotion to each other. Abraham explains that one of the wells that he has dug has been seized by Abimelech's servants. Abimelech reassures and assures Abraham that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know this well has been seized, and which clearly means that he didn't authorize this to happen. He didn't say, hey, go and take this well. He doesn't know anything about the well. He doesn't know his servants had taken that well either. He also points out that this is the first time that Abraham has mentioned this, which means that Abimelech is not guilty of refusing to do anything about the situation. It's not as if Abraham has already said, hey, one of your guys took my well, and Abimelech's like, well, I don't know, we'll see what happens. He doesn't know anything about it, and so he's not guilty of refusing to do anything about this. So he's trying to show his innocence here. So this is the first time he's heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about. Now that I know, I'm going to do something. So basically what Abimelech is saying is that this situation with the well is not a point of contention between us, because I didn't know anything about it, and if I did, I would have corrected it. So that's kind of the point he's making here. Abimelech wants to assure Abraham, we've made this kind of agreement here, but this well thing does not cause a problem. This well, this whole situation with the well being seized by my servants, I'll take care of that, okay? I didn't authorize that. That doesn't affect our mutual kindness here. Next, we see Abraham bringing out some sheep and oxen and giving them to Abimelech. But there are 7 ewe lambs that he sets aside. Now, why does he do that? Why do you suppose he set the other 7 aside? And what do you think they do with the other sheep? Why is he giving them these sheep and oxen for? Well, do you remember what happened in chapter 15? That is when God made the covenant with Abraham, right? Here we find another example of a covenant being cut. Abimelech would take the animals, cut them in half, and the 2 men would walk in between them. This agreement of mutual kindness is now more than just a verbal agreement, it's more than a verbal oath, but a covenant cut in blood. Violation of this would result in death. See, it's progressing here. He says, well, let's agree. Okay, we'll agree. And then, but some guy has seized my well over here. He's like, that's not a problem. That doesn't affect our agreement here. So let's make it really firm and let's cut the covenant. Here's the animals. Let's cut this covenant. We'll walk between them. And this kindness between us, this is a solid covenant. This is not going anywhere. If you violate it, I get to kill you. If you violate it, you kill me. So we want to have this set agreement here. We're friends. So Abimelech notices that there's the 7 ewe lambs sitting off to the side, and he is like, what's up with those animals? What are these set aside for? Why'd you put those over there? If they're not the ones being cut for the covenant, then why do you have these extra 7 ewe lambs here? Abraham says that they are a gift to him as a witness that he dug the well. The 7 lambs are a payment to Abimelech for the right to use the well. Because really, Abraham's on Abimelech's land. Abimelech owns this whole area here. At least he thinks he owns it. So Abraham's saying, well, I dug the well, but here are the 7 ewe lambs for me to kind of, use this well. This is the payment for the contract to use this. It's like earnest money. It's guaranteeing that this contract is going to be good. And here's the money, and I get the rights to use this water out of this well. And the scene ends here with the naming of the location, Beersheba. Moses says that it was called this because both of them swore an oath. The name Beersheba is a play on words. The root word in Hebrew is the same for oath and the word 7. So this could mean the well of oath or swearing, or the well of seven. So it could be the well of oaths or the well of seven, referring to the 7 ewe lambs. It's kind of funny, because it depends on which way you take that route. So Abraham probably had both ideas in his mind. He knows the Hebrew language, and so when he names this Beersheba, he's thinking, well, it's the oath and the 7. So Beersheba is mentioned many times in the Old Testament. It becomes the reference point for the south of Israel. That's why you find the phrase like from Dan to Beersheba, meaning really the whole land of Israel. Isaac would have had a similar dispute over waters years later at Beersheba too. And it was a stop on Jacob's journey as he was leaving Canaan and going into Egypt. At Beersheba, as he was leaving the land of Canaan, he offered sacrifices to God. After the covenant was cut and the place named here, Abimelech and Phicol returned back home. And that's really the end of that whole story with Abimelech. That's the last that we see of this Abimelech until later on with Isaac. And so that's how the story really kind of ends. And then next time we'll kind of see it's a little like an epilogue. What does Abraham do after this event? After this agreement for Kesed between Abimelech and Abraham. What does he do? And we'll look at that next time.